Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to be showing you how to edit your astrophotography photos. It's really not that hard. First of all, we just have to pick. If you have Photo Mechanic, I highly recommend it. You'll be able to go through your photos really fast. So you'll notice like some things. You can tag your photos different colors, and that's really helpful because you need to be able to organize them in some sort of way. And like, let's say you settle on a photo, you like this photo for some reason, you tag it, you keep going. I'm not gonna spend like too much time picking photos just because I want to get down to the real basics. I'm gonna show a couple different examples. But yeah, once you have your photos picked out, you'll be able to color class, organize that. And let's just start with a couple that I haven't, and then I'm also going to show one that I have edited real quick. I edit on Photoshop. You can edit on Lightroom if you need, but really the main goal is, really they're the same thing. And then you'll just drag those images into Photoshop. Okay, so if you can see here from this first photo, I'll show the original. Here's the original. This is the toned. The goal is to get it looking more dark, more contrasty, and have the stars pop a little bit more. And then obviously we have to manage these highlights. So that's just the goal. I always have a copy and paste sort of edit method. I'll paste these settings onto almost every photo I take. Obviously you have to mix it up. This is just like the baseline starting point that I have for my photos, and astrophotography, I mean. So, first step, you have to make sure your exposure is correct first. You can't really do anything to the photo if the exposure is incorrect. So, just find that healthy balance. It doesn't totally matter if you crank the exposure, so you should be good there. And then obviously we want a little more contrast. We want this top star to pop out more. That's actually Saturn, from when it was closest to the Earth. So from there you can notice that there's some light coming off from the distance, and you'll want to take care of that. So you'll just throw on some dehaze, and it makes that a little less noticeable. And I actually think that nothing over here in this frame is adding anything, which I didn't really notice in the field, obviously. So I would just come ahead and crop there. Now it's a much easier image to digest, and there's some trees helping us in the foreground. This photo, actually, realistically, you don't have to touch too much. It's more so the photos that will have the Milky Way in it. The Milky Way gets a little more interesting. Okay, so I'm going to paste my edit settings like normal, and then I'm actually going to lower my highlights to make this image work and not have me just pulled back instantly. You can see here that your eye is still going heavily toward this highlight here. You're not looking at the stars, which is arguably the point of the photo. So what you're actually going to want to do is you're going to want to grab a brush, and then you're going to zoom in on your photo. Oop. Hang on here. And you're going to highlight the Milky Way. You don't have to be super delicate. You just come in there, highlight that, and then you're going to add more contrast and pop it out a little bit. And then you're also going to up the highlights, and you're going to give it more of a purplish hue. Depends on what you're going for. You can add, honestly, whatever color you want. make sure it looks correct. And then you see how it sticks out a little bit more. That's sort of what the masking tool does. You just need to be able to bring that out. And now, I mean, the exposure wasn't correct on this photo to begin with, but you can see the Milky Way a little bit easier now. So that's what I would do to that photo. And now you have these photos. What do you do with them? Now you're pretty much ready to say. It's not hard to edit photos. You're just gonna like spend more time with it than I did. Be more nitpicky with your masking. This one I was a little more nitpicky, so I can show you my mask. My mask went like more along the lines of where the Milky Way actually was. I just was doing that quick, but you'll be able to bring that out more. You can see it's a little more noticeable in here, and then you just fine-tune your settings. This one I might actually change up a little bit. I kind of want to decrease the blacks even more, and then you can see that it pops out. So it's more of a just playing around with your tools kind of thing. These settings, I always, like I said, I just start with the same ones and makes it way easier. And then since it's a long exposure, we want to maintain all the data on it. So I always save it as a JPEG, and I save it at the highest quality. I've already saved these photos. But that's pretty much all I have in terms of editing. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any more questions about astrophotography, drop them in the questions below, and I will make sure to get them. And yeah, thank you.